Over the years, the pursuit of beauty has led so many to consider going under the knife to achieve their desired looks. Celebrities like Kim Kardashian, Cardi B, and Kylie Jenner have made headlines with their major transformations, fueling the popularity of these procedures. But with all the glamour and allure, there's a darker side that we need to discuss. So let's get into the top 5 most deadly plastic surgeries, where I rank them from least dangerous to most dangerous. But remember, this video isn't to scare you. This is to inform you so you can make the best decision for yourself. Jaw reshaping surgery, also known as orthognathic. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to say. It's becoming increasingly popular. You're reshaping your jaw, either making it more slim or you're making it a little fuller because you have a receding jawline. It is a very popular procedure because everyone wants to look snatched. Everyone wants to have that symmetrical face, that snatched jawline, that sharp jawline. But what if I told you that this could lead to an asymmetrical jawline? So how does it work? If you want a jaw reduction, the surgeon takes a micro bone saw and he removes the back of the jaw and even shaves it down to make it look slimmer. So you have that very just slim, snatched look. But a jaw enhancement requires the patient's own bone or surgical implant to create that full look. And this is usually done for someone with a receding jawline. But I know what you're thinking. Why does that sound so dangerous? There are so many blood vessels on the face that if the surgeon is inexperienced, that could cause excessive bleeding. There was a study done in 2016 that revealed that complications such as bleeding, excessive bleeding, and respiratory problems led to the patient's death. As someone with TMJ, I can't imagine the pain because jaw reshaping surgery can lead to a higher chance of jaw fractures, TMD. It can lead to bite misalignment, which would mean that you need to get further procedures to fix that, and it can lead to an asymmetrical jaw. So yeah, you want to reshape it, but if the bone isn't healing right, then there's asymmetry, and that kind of defeats, I just don't know what the purpose is if your jaw is gonna look not right and symmetrical. Not to mention that the complication rate for this is anywhere between 4 to 27%. That is a huge jump to me. You're telling me that 27% of the time I may come across a complication? Good. The surgery takes about 2 to 5 hours and the healing time is 12 weeks, which is understandable because you're shaping the bone, your face bone, but the cost is anywhere between $6,500 to $56,000 to get this done. That's a lot of money. Benefits to this is patients often feel that they can chew better, speak better, breathe better, but there's a lot of risks to this. The jaw could move back. So you just spent $56,000 to move your jaw or reshape your jaw, and it's gonna go back to what it was. If you want a slimmer jaw, I have some tips on my channel, and they're natural and free. So check that out. You're ruining it. You're literally ruining it. Can you just tell them to subscribe to our channel? A tummy tuck, also known as abdominoplasty. Now, this is a major surgery. It's very common. About 130,000 people in the US get it every year. And this is where the surgeon removes a significant portion of excess skin and fat from the abdomen, and the underlying muscles are tightened. This procedure also takes up to 5 hours, but let me read the fine print. What's the cost? How much healing time do I need? An average of $6,000 for the cost of a tummy tuck, and it takes about 6 weeks for healing time, right? You're thinking it doesn't sound as bad as the other one, but this surgery's mortality rate is 1 in 13,000 people. 1 in 13,000. So how does it work? The surgeon will make an incision across the abdomen, usually near the bikini line, but it depends on where the skin is, where the fat removal is. So it just depends on what's going on with your body. To remove the fat, this could involve liposuction, which also carries a lot of risks in itself. But then after removing the skin and fat, the surgeon sutures you up, and then it takes about several weeks, about 6 weeks to heal before you can do any before you can do anything crazy. If you want to get a tummy tuck, I'm not saying don't get a tummy tuck. Someone I follow on Instagram that just got a tummy tuck, she looks amazing and she's doing great. So I'm not trying to scare you, but that's a lot of What are you doing? Until I get it. A height lift surgery. Now, this is also known as a limb lengthening surgery. And it's kind of scary. If you like, look, it is really rare in the United States. About 1,000 people get it each year, but it is extensive because you're only getting about a 6-inch lift. You're going through so much for just 6 inches. Tip, if you want to measure inches, just use this part of your thumb. That's like this much. That's about 6 inches, right? The bones in your leg, right here, they're broken. So the surgeon makes an incision in your leg, breaks the bone, inserts a rod, nails that are secured by screws in 4 hours. And then the rod is slowly lengthened over time by a remote control. So like if you've ever gotten braces, right? And you go in to get them tightened, remember the pain? This is doing the opposite. This is just separating your bone so new bone can fill its place. So there's 2 parts to this surgery. It's the lengthening phase and then the healing phase where the new bone needs to heal, because if it's not healed and you try to stand up, this is probably one of the most expensive surgeries. The range is from $40,000 to $100,000. And it takes about 12 months to fully recover. So $100,000, that's well over a mortgage. That's a car, like a really nice car, maybe 2 or 3. That is like 6 months of groceries. There's a chance that you may not be able to walk and you will be in pain for the rest of your life. You will have leg pain for the rest of your life to gain 6 inches. And the complication rate for everything I described is about 30%. Complications are very common for the surgery. If you're considering, my joint just cracked thinking about it. If you're considering height surgery, just don't do it. One study found that patients who got this surgery to become 2.2 centimeters to 10 centimeters taller, 72% dealt with major complications or deformity. Deformity. The body lift. Now this is a very major surgery because it's multiple surgeries in one. So like different parts of your body is being cut into in like one surgery. 5 to 8 hours of just surgeons chopping you up. For the lower body lift, which is probably the most common, you're removing cellulite, you're removing sagging skin, you're tightening up your butt, your legs, everything. It's just getting like a facelift, but for your body. The complications are seen usually from anesthesia because you're under for so long, but then there's skin discoloration, skin loss, just not healing properly because there's so many incisions everywhere. There was a study done that showed that 36% of patients dealt with wound separation and pulmonary complications. This will cost you anywhere between $10,000 to $50,000, and the recovery time is around 6 weeks in total, which doesn't seem like a lot to me. That doesn't seem like a lot of time. So you're saying that I can't do a lot of activities for 6 weeks as these wounds are healing, but 6 weeks does not, what? The mortality rate for this is 1 in 5,000. 1 in 5,000. 50% of patients suffer from complications. BBL. The famous BBL with that voluptuous bubble butt, right? This procedure has the highest mortality rate ever, sitting at 1 in 3,000. And since the C word, about 61,000 people get it each year. Back before the C word, it was sitting at 21,000 a year. How does it work? The surgeon will transfer fat from one part of the body to the butt to make it look really nice.
I don't have that. I don't got a bubble butt.
Would I go through this? I don't think so. You're just transferring fat from one part of the body to the other with liposuction, right? Like, what's so bad about it? If the fat is injected incorrectly, the fat will go into the bloodstream. And when the fat goes into the bloodstream, now you've got fat embolism. To mention that the complications are skin changes like dimpling, cell death, infection, clots. 1 in 3,000 mortality rate. It has the highest mortality rate. So what am I trying to say? what is the point of this video? I'm not trying to scare you. What I'm trying to say is, if you want to go under the knife, pick a board-certified surgeon with a good track record, an excellent track record, and experience on their side. Do your research and take your time, because beauty isn't just about appearances. It's about what makes you feel good from the inside out. And if you're dealing with all of these complications, ultimately, are you going to feel beautiful? Ultimately, define beauty on your terms, no one else's. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Sending you love and light.